How you doing? Just finished a run. It's Wednesday, by the way. A little bit all over the place in terms of like time scale, but yeah, it's Wednesday. Just finished my run, the run that I do from Trident. So we're in Trident Rochdale now, if you don't know. I shaved a minute off my time, which I'm happy about. I'm not coughing as much. I'm still a bit wheezy. It's quite cold outside, so from what I read, from what I hear from other runners, it's not that uncommon. So yeah, not bothered about that. I'm not like an old man. I don't quite sound like I'm on like 40 Benson edges a day. But yeah, did a run all the way around without stopping. Knocked a minute off my time. Only a real slow pace, and intentionally a slow pace, like a 10-minute mile type thing. Didn't hate it. Getting a little bit worried now because I've had the last couple of runs that I've had, I've not hated it. I feel a little uncomfortable. I'm a bit scared. I don't even know where I am anymore. Maybe it was all a lie. Maybe I don't hate running as much as I used to. I still don't like running. As for swimming, I'm going to put a little... Where's my finger? I'm going to put a bit of a video on that Neil did. So bear in mind, this is my first ever swim lesson. So be nice. Or maybe not so much. The second video, not quite sure actually. I think the second one, I'll find out when I get there. But they're both early doors. I think one of them's the very first time I've ever tried swimming. Ben Cole's already left a nice comment, said I was trying to get every swim stroke in at once. So a little bit of breaststroke with my legs kicking about like frantically. And then I did some swims with a pull buoy, which I've mentioned previously. That was pretty good. At least I didn't have to think about what my legs were doing. But I do drop the pull buoy halfway through, and you just see my legs just go back to like all over the place. So I'm not quite sure what to do with my legs. Apparently, all I've got to do at the minute is just practice on working on my catch. So bringing my hands together before each stroke. I'll worry about the rest when I get to it. Did some work for snorkel last Friday, which is my last swimming lesson. Not the last one ever, just the last one I've done. And that allowed me to get a good few lengths in without worrying about focusing on my breathing. So I could just work on the catch, which I thought I did all right. Certainly built my work capacity up. In the last week, I've dropped a kilo. I've not even done any kind of post on my diet yet. All I'm doing is I'm just eating regularly. Keeping on my protein. I'm just trying not to eat crap. If you want me to share a little bit of what I'm doing in terms of nutrition, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm basically eating around training times. If I'm not training in the morning, I tend not to have breakfast. But if I'm trying to drop weight, I use that kind of strategy anyway. I can go quite easily without breakfast. I'll just make sure training, if I'm training in the morning, it's nothing that's really heavy. I'll just get my normal lifting session in and eat straight after it. So I'll probably have my first meal around 12ish. And what it does is, if I'm getting a little bit hungry at night time, which oftentimes I am, I've just moved my eating window forward through the day. So between 12 and 8, usually, I try and eat. Sometimes I might go over, but I make sure I don't go over my calories. Happy to go. I'll probably do a different post on that, a different video on this, explaining what I do in terms of nutrition and how I plan it, and how it doesn't need to be perfect or nothing. It's really flexible, my nutrition. I might not walk around shredded 12 months of the year, but I don't walk around a chunky monkey 12 months of the year either. Both are absolutely fine, by the way, before I start getting the comments on that. But for me, I kind of like looking like a lift. I'm not overly bothered about being like paper thin skin. And veins showing all the time. I'm not overly bothered about that. I'm 45. If I look like a lift and I look after myself, which I think I do, I'm happy with that. If my blood markers are healthy, I'm happy with that. If my heart rate's good, resting heart rate's in a nice healthy range. My VO2 max is at a good range. Blood pressure, if that's fine, I'm okay with that. So yeah, those are my markers. Got another client coming in now, so I'm gonna have something quick to eat. So yeah, if you want to know what I've had for my breakfast today, I had 2 boiled eggs and a protein yogurt. So around about 30-ish grams of protein, 35 grams of protein, around that. Might be more actually. And then from dinner, or I say dinner, they're not necessarily meals like that. The next thing I'm going to eat before my client comes in, because I don't really want a full meal before someone comes in, is I've got a shake and what else have I got? One of those Grays flapjack things, because I do quite like them. And then I'm in late tonight, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably eat again around 3 o'clock, so quite close together. And then I'm in till 9. So it'll be about 9:30. I'm gonna get home. I'll go to bed not long after that. I might watch a little bit of football. But yeah. Right. See you later. How you doing? It's been ages. So I've still been training. There was a little bit of not confusion, but we had a lot of problems getting the triathlon, the bike aspect of the triathlon up and running. So there's been a lot of that going on. So most of my training has been running, swimming. Doing quite a bit of swimming like twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, getting a little bit of technique working. Just what I've practiced with Neil. I'm packed up now, ready to go in for another session. I'm doing all right at the swimming. I'm using a pull buoy in between my knees to keep my arse up. And my arms, my strokes that I'm doing, I think are getting better. I'm going to find out now. I'll see what Neil says. But I think I'm getting better. The only thing that I'm really struggling with is breathing. I can't get my breathing right. I've said it to a couple of the guys at Trident. I can either swim, where I think I'm nearly gliding, or I can breathe. I can't do both, which could be a problem. So that's that. On the running, I've been getting a couple of little 2-mile runs, just plodding away, keeping it steady, nothing crazy, not going for speed. I'm keeping well sub-maximal in my efforts, just to get the miles in, just my body to get used to running again. I'll do a post. I'll go into more details on why I'm doing this. What's the method and the principles behind my what I've chosen to do in my training. Strength training's gone down to twice a week now. Work is busy as anything, but you know what? Who's not busy? Everyone's busy. So it's up to me to get that in. Really concentrate on my sleep. So yeah, that's where we're up to. Right, let's go and see if I've got any better or got any worse.